Israel said zero tariffs before the president put the tariffs on, and the president put the tariffs on them anyway. Right? So what you heard Peter Navarro say on CNBC this morning is it's not just, in his view, about getting down to zero tariffs. It's about going below that, because this White House sees what they call non-tariff barriers, everything from a VAT tax to dumping to any kind of currency manipulation. They see all of that as part of an aggressive trade war. So what they want from countries is not only to go to zero, but to eliminate all these other things as well. Is that possible politically, economically? You know, your guess is as good as mine, but it's certainly not possible anytime soon.
We sort of rallied into that erroneous headline and have maintained some of the gains here. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells you what the initial conditions were to some degree. Mega oversold, highly torqued market. Any spark is going to cause something to move fast in a short period of time. So we knew that coming in, and we did do some work overnight with the futures, hitting some levels that may or may not prove consequential, but they seem to be kind of widely watched, which would be, you know, basically giving up half of the entire bull market from the October 2022 low. It's also equivalent roughly to the high in January of 2022 before we had that cyclical bear market. So it felt as if you had the setup there, and everybody recognizes that you have this embedded option in the market, which is, as you say, any hint of de-escalation. It's basically like March, April 2020. If there was a day that came out and you saw caseloads going down and you saw the second derivative of the new COVID cases going down, the market would rip, because everybody is in risk management mode in two directions. And so I think the rally on what seems like an erroneous headline basically told everybody, let's not lean against this too much in the very short term, because that's what can happen to you. A 50 VIX, where we are right now, means statistically a 3% daily move in the S&P 500 for the next 30 days. That's not hopefully going to happen. But so it's really hard
to stop yourself.
Hey, look, anything can happen. We are at these rare extremes right now, as you've been talking about, right? One of the biggest two-day drops. All of the things you can look at in terms of how much capitulative-looking selling has happened is there. Now, the problem is you want the moment when almost it doesn't matter what the news is, and the market can maybe find its footing, because nobody can see how this is going to play out. And so when you have that much of a wide band around the probabilities, it's much more about reading the tape, exhausting the selling, seeing if there's another leg down.
Right.